Well, first of all, I know everybody's feeling a little sluggish today. We probably got some headaches going out there, some dehydration. Drink you a couple of glasses of water, maybe some fruit juice. It'll be better by tomorrow or maybe the next day.
Go on.
Depending. It takes longer and longer to feel better.
Well, as you get older, it's harder to bounce back.
Yeah, that's why I went to NASA yesterday instead. Now, I wanted to continue our talk on frequent pain and close up this segment of the program. And I wanted to offer folks some real-world solutions because frequent pain, like we were talking about last week, is a very common thing. But just because frequent pain is common does not mean that it's normal. And that's what people get confused on. I'll ask them, well, how often do you feel this way? Well, just the normal amount, a couple times a week. That's not normal. It might be common, but it is not normal. And they think that
you say common, it might be common to them.
Common to them, yeah, or even common to the other people they know. Just because other people aren't feeling well either doesn't mean that all of you are that's the way it's supposed to be.
Got it.
So what happens, people cover it up and just keep going without ever getting to the underlying cause. And the problem with just covering it up and keep pushing through it is that leads to worse problems down the road. That is not a pathway to achieve good health. And here's the real truth about people covering up their symptoms is it's too easy. It's just too easy to pop a pill and not feel it and keep on going when you have frequent pain. And when that stops, you can pop 2 pills and keep going. So, the bottom line is my program cannot compete with medication when it comes to pain relief. It just can't. Nothing can.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that my frequent pain program that I'm going to talk about today cannot compete with medication when it comes to pain relief. Because I can give you enough pain medication that I can literally amputate your foot and you won't feel it. There's nothing else in the world that can compete with that.
Got it.
I can give you enough pain meds that you just don't feel anything. So if your only goal is to kill the pain, then medication is definitely the route you should go with that. But here's the problem with doing that. The pain is not the problem. Whatever pain you're having is not what's wrong with you. That's an indication that tissue damage is being done somewhere. So until you address the underlying cause of it, just covering it up and pushing through it is only leading to worse problems down the road. So
what do you think? Wait, I got questions.
Okay.
What do you think people, what are they thinking? Okay, I've got this, I hurt, and I continue to hurt. I have this same hurt 2, 3, 4 times a week, and I just pop Motrin and whatever to get rid of it. What do you think people think's going to happen? You think people think it's going to get better? Is that what you think?
Yeah, a lot of times, a lot of times, I have a plaque in my office that says 5 dangerous words, maybe it'll go away.
Ooh.
And problems, when you don't address them, it doesn't matter what it is, usually don't take care of themselves. Usually problems get worse over time.
And it's like you said before, the bottle on the pain reliever says don't take for more than 5 days or something, and people take it for years.
Yes, and handfuls. 2 didn't work, maybe 4 will, when the bottle says take 1. And this can cause a lot of kidney and liver issues later on. And, not only that, but only addressing the symptoms and not figuring out the underlying cause of it and just sort of pushing through it and keep going. And, the other thing that to back up on that is people are just busy. They don't want to stop and address their health. They want to push through it and hope that it'll go away and not deal with it. People have a tendency to take their health problem for whatever it is and put it behind their back and pretend like it's not there. And part of my job as their wellness coach is to get them to take it out from behind their back and look at it and go, hey, this is really what's happening to me. This is really where I'm at on my scale of health. And something needs to be addressed with it because this leads to surgeries and disabilities later on in life if you don't address it. Listen, one of the saddest things that I do every day is whenever I have to walk into a room and sit down knee to knee with a patient, sometimes in front of their family, and say, I'm sorry, it's gone too long. There's nothing I can do to ever help you. I don't like doing that. So catching people before that is very important to me. I don't like having to sit down and tell someone you are doomed to suffer like this and worse as the years go by. So I always try to do whatever it takes to catch people early and kind of shake them and say, hey, let's fix this thing now so that I'm not telling you that in 10 years from now. Let's fix it now.
kind of like you did with me. You did the X-rays and you said, look at the problems you're going to have.
Right.
You have now. They're only going to get worse, and you're working on those right now.
Right.
But you know what? Sometimes, Doc, it takes a jarring. It takes somebody to get rattled. Right. Somebody or somebody to take you by the neck and just shake you a little bit and say, doggone it, go get this checked.
Right. Your body's important.
Yeah,
right.
We don't stop. Like you said, we don't stop in this busy world that we live in. We don't stop long enough to we just keep putting it on. I so admire. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to just put our business on the street. Dr. Kevin and I had a meeting. I was in his office. We were both in there alone. And he says to me, I can fix you. It's going to take about 6 months, but I can fix you. I can fix you where surgery, you can probably maybe go surgery or whatever. But he says, you don't need that. I can fix you in 6 months without surgery, without all of that. But you have to commit. And he looked at me, Debbie looked at me in the eyeballs, eye to eye, like he said, knee to knee. He looked at me and he said, he says, I know you. I know your schedule. I know what you have going on. You have to commit. You have to come here and see me on the days that I say you need to be here. You've got to commit. I can fix you, but you got to commit. And I would guess a lot of people, until they get shaken or rattled to a certain degree, a lot of people don't want that commitment.
Right. And like in your case, it's even after years of neglect, we're still able to bring it back, even though it's going to take some time. But
that's right.
We caught it in time, in other words. Now, we also have a whole nother group of people that I'm concerned about, and that's the group of people who they know they have a problem. They understand that their health is important to them, but they feel like that they have tried everything and are frustrated with the traditional treatments that they've gotten. It has not helped them. So they've given up. So you have one group of people who
can be helped,
who can be helped, but they don't really understand that what they have is serious. And you have another group of people who understand what they have is serious,
but it's too late.
But they're frustrated and they feel like they've tried everything, so they've kind of given up. So in other words,
they
think
it's too late.
Yeah, so they may have gone to 4 or 5 different doctors and not got an answer, not got a solution. They may have tried several different treatments and not got the help that they were expecting. So they say, well, this, in my case, I've just waited too long. I'm doomed to suffer like this. I want to address both of those two groups of people because there's possibly things we can do for each one of those two groups to bring them back to a normal state of health. But
do you have? I got questions for you. Wait a minute. I know you got an agenda, but what is, of all the people that you see and hear from, is there one thing, one common ailment, illness that you see most in your practice?
Not really. We have such a diverse treatment regimen over there. Being a wellness office, we really try to treat. If your health is less than what it should be, we try to have some solutions for that are common sense and researched and actually work. And it's different for everybody, but we really try to address all matters of loss of health, if at all possible. Now, the big thing, though, the big common thing that I see is when most patients come in, we have 2 problems to deal with. One is their physical problem that they have wrong. The other one, like we've been talking about, is the way they see their health or the way they see their future or their life or where their health is headed. So you have to address both of those. You have to address, number one, what they physically have wrong, but you also have to really get them to see their health as more important than what they've been seeing it as. So
is it kind of along the same lines that you get a little hurt, and then it hurts a little bit more, and it's a gradual pain. So all of a sudden you're in great pain, but you don't really know it because it kind of crept up on you. Okay, and then all of a sudden somebody takes it away, and you go, "Oh my God, this is how I was supposed to feel."
Yeah. Wish I would have came here 10 years ago.
Yes. You ever get that done?
A lot, yeah.
Every day, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
So both of these groups need to know that real solutions do exist. We've helped literally thousands of patients with frequent pain using this brand new system. But everybody's a little different. Everybody's frequency of, how long it's going to take, what they need, it's so varied. It's just impossible to compare what one person might need to something else. So my whole program is to look for things that we can do to get to the underlying problems that no one else has looked for and offer solutions that no one else offers. And there are some amazing new technological advances out there for the solutions to frequent pain problems. So what I want to do when we get back from break is I'm going to give you the top 3 or 4 things that are usually causing frequent pain in the body, because the truth is we've been able to boil frequent pain. It doesn't matter if it's a rotator cuff, a shoulder, whatever it is, a knee. They all have common things that are causing frequent pain. So we've been able to boil almost every frequent pain problem down to 3 or 4 underlying issues. So when we get back from break, I'm going to talk about those 3 or 4 things to look for on someone with frequent or common pain. And then that's also those 3 or 4 underlying issues are what we're going to go through at the workshop I'm having tomorrow night as well. So stay tuned.